Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, the recruitment and employment company Reed, they have done a survey of a lot of its clients, over 250 of its clients, which are responsible for about 260,000 employees. And they've crunched the numbers, and these numbers are not looking good. And I've looked at what they've said, and I've done a little bit of crunching as well. And I'm going to show you exactly why Rachel Reeves should not be Chancellor. 46% of those companies said they have already implemented hiring freezes or extremely, restricted hiring, where they will only hire where absolutely necessary. Another 24% have said that they have not yet implemented it, but will going forward, looking at their numbers and maybe adjusting downwards through redundancy. And of course, this is because of the massive, unnecessary rise in national insurance. And it's going to be a very expensive rise for the country. Now, of course, the employer's national insurance is going up from today. Today's the first day it's implemented. And it's going up from 13.8% to 15%. So a 1.2% rise in national insurance, in the percentage, in the rate at which national insurance is taken from employees' wages, or if you prefer, from employers' profits. But what's worse, and this is where it gets really bad, is that the rate, or not the rate, the level at which this national insurance is applied is coming down from about £9,500 down to £5,000, which means not only is the rate increasing, but the point at which that rate starts applying and which they start taking is way lower. Now, according to Rachel Reeves, this is going to raise £25 billion, and I'm going to tell you no, it's not, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, companies are going to get rid of a lot of people, and once they've got rid of those people, that means that national insurance that the employees would pay, the tax that the employees would pay, and the national insurance that the company would pay those people has gone. So they're going to lose all that income to the government from firing a person or making them redundant, if you want to call it that. On top of that, of course, you've then got the cost to the government of putting that person on welfare. Now, this will happen a lot. Particularly retail are likely to lose around 250 to 300,000 people. So all that tax that the government would get has gone. All the national insurance, employers and employees has gone. And of course, you've got that, like I say, that uplift in the welfare charges. Now, the companies themselves are saying that this tax is likely to reduce their profits. And this is where Reed have crunched the numbers and they've come out and they've said, on average across the country, it's going to reduce the profits of companies by about 29%. And that is something I think that Rachel Reeves doesn't understand. Because one of the other taxes that companies pay is corporation tax. And that's charged nominally at 19% of profits. But if profits are falling 29%, that 19% then is charged on only 71% of what they would otherwise charge for profit. And so the tax, the corporation tax as well, is much reduced. So here's the thing. By putting up national insurance, what Labour have effectively done is ensured mass unemployment, ensured that the country would go increasingly bankrupt increasingly quickly because the tax take is not only down now, but they'll be taking less tax. That 25 billion she thought she was getting is now negative 10 billion. And that, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, is the sign of what happens when you let a moron do the sums and pretend to everyone that she's an economist. So This one move will be 35 billion more expensive than leaving it alone. The woman's a genius, isn't she? What is wrong with these people? Because she will have done all her sums, oh, we're going to spend this on that and that on that, based on 25 billion imaginary pounds that are never coming in. And then she's going to find that she's got to find another 10 billion pounds that she didn't know about. And then when everything else crashes and burns, she's going to blame the Tories. But this isn't the Tories. Now, of those companies, 22% have said that they're making budget cuts with immediate effect, which is, business speak for saying goodbye to people's jobs, making them redundant, downsizing, shrinking, or in some extreme cases, closing up the company altogether because they quite literally cannot afford to hire people. Why on earth is she still in that role? I mean, nobody knows. Now, London, funnily enough, is going to be the area hardest hit. 60% of businesses in London saying now that it is impacting their hiring decisions. 24% of businesses from London say they're already making redundancies as we speak. And I predicted this. I said the beginning of the tax year, either the end of March for monthly pay, the beginning of the tax year for others, would be the time when this all went. And 24% of businesses in London are already looking to make redundancies. It's going to be hard and it's going to happen. On top of this, of course, you've got the national minimum wage has gone up, costing businesses even more. That's gone up from 11.44 to 12.21. And that's if you're over 21, I think. And there's the wonderful, I can't think of the Employment Rights Bill. I couldn't think of the name of it for a second. It's the Employment Rights Bill is due to come in soon as well. Again, adding cost and adding fear to businesses over hiring, particularly hiring young people. There's going to be within, and I'm going to say within 3 to 6 months, short time frame, very short future, there's going to be an extra million unemployed people in this country. And there's no upper limit because as the economy shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, it gets harder and harder and harder. More and more people just don't have the money. We're in for a very rough ride, and all, I'm afraid, because of Rachel, I don't know how to count Reeves. Hold on to your hats. Thanks very much. Bye.